Welcome back, the Gamer Tribe, to Review by Trials, a show where we don't just put a number on a game, but actually find out if it's actually worth your time and money. Today, we are looking at Raccoin, an indie coin pusher game that asks one question: does swapping traditional deck building probability for physics-based chaos actually work? Or is it just a shiny dopamine trap? Let's put it through trials and find out. Deterministic versus adaptive strategy. Let's start with the core stash building mechanics. Raccoin visually shares a lot of DNA with Balatro, but mechanically it takes a sharp turn. In games like Slay the Spire and Balatro, the strategy is deterministic. Once you draw a hand and calculate your next moves, you can more often than not predict precisely whether you'll win or lose. Raccoin, on the other hand, removes draw luck entirely. You have full access to your complete stash of coins, and you can decide in which order each coin would be thrown. But here's the twist. Instead of a draw, you are fighting physics. You might perfectly sequence a draw, but the coins might bounce, or the spinning wheel interferes with a coin tower, or a price drop. Suddenly, the board state is completely different from what you anticipated, more often than not for the better. In such cases, you have to instantly recalculate and redecide your strategy. It is highly adaptive, forcing you to think how coins interact and pivot your plans accordingly. Raccoin successfully swaps rigid, long-term mathematical planning for fast, adaptive, physics-based reaction, but replaces it with an engaging challenge. Trial 1, fast. Synergy is what decides if a roguelike is fun or not, and the economy sets the difficulty of these games. The adaptive strategy of Raccoin shines when you start figuring out these synergies. For example, take the biologist character. If you can force a water coin and a seed coin together, it spawns a coin tree. Add a monkey coin to the mix, which jumps around putting these coins together while equipping the rain badge, and you suddenly have waves of coin trees pushing your score multiplier to the max. The game balances this chaos with restricted economy. You only visit the shop between stages, and your coin stash can be only upgraded a total of 6 times with a maximum slot count of 24. While the game lets you easily sell off unwanted items to correct your mistakes, you still have to actively manage your limited stash space to ensure your synergies actually fire off when you need them to. The synergies are wildly creative and fun to pull off, though the highly forgiving economy makes the game a chaotic sandbox instead of a scarce, brutal roguelike game. Trial 2, pulse. Trial 3, the dopamine high. Mechanics aside, Raccoin is a master at dopamine manipulation. If you compare it to games like Megabomb, which relies heavily on loud, high-energy runs, Raccoin takes a more hypnotic approach. The primary driver here is the tactile clinking of the coins, the cascading waves of coins, and the flash and particle effects. It thrives on that desperate just one more coin feeling. You're constantly engaged because every single drop physically changes the layout of the board. Raccoin is a highly engineered, hypnotic, visual and auditory loop that perfectly captures and weaponizes the magical, addictive nature of coin machines. Trial 4, the on-the-go trial. For Steam Deck community, games like Raccoin are a massive time sink. Its visual clarity, text readability, and overall performance are very important, and after hours of testing, I can personally assure you it holds up beautifully to the PC experience, making it an incredible portable roguelike experience. The real triumph on deck is how it handles the dual nature of game's input. When you're actually executing a drop, you aren't doing a pixel-perfect placement. You're just tossing a coin in general directions, either left, right, or somewhere in the front. The triggers and bumpers handle this tactile experience perfectly, almost simulating that you're playing on an actual arcade machine. However, with 150 unique coins and complex synergies, gathering intelligence is just as important as drop itself. You constantly need to navigate UI, check stats, and hover over individual coins buried inside the machine to read their effects. Trying to snap these specific items with the D-pad is a nightmare. The Steam Deck's trackpad offers exact freedom of a mouse required to sweep across the UI and read those critical tooltips effortlessly, merging handheld comfort with PC-level UI management. Raccoin is a top-tier portable experience that utilizes hardware of the Steam Deck perfectly. The bumpers simulate the actual arcade experience, while trackpad helps you navigate UI effortlessly. So, what is the final verdict on Raccoin? It successfully blends hypnotic dopamine rush of an arcade coin pusher with the adaptive strategy of roguelike deck builders. Swapping rigid mathematical calculations for physics-based reactions keeps you constantly on your toes, forcing you to recalculate your plans every time a coin jumps or bumps unexpected. Instead of demanding you to read through spreadsheets for a perfect run, it asks you to adapt to chaos on the fly. It is genuinely refreshing, highly portable, and mechanical twist on a roguelike genre. Thanks for watching, and beware, this game will get you hooked.